Welcome back, it's me, Lou. Alright, so today's going to be a special video as we do a blind box unboxing. So if you've been following my channel for a while, you know that I'm kind of a fan of Wizkids line of Heroclix miniatures. I've been sitting on this box, not literally, but I've been sitting on this box for months now. I actually bought it around the same time when I got the Heroclix 10 of Swords assortment. That came out a couple of months ago also, and I've been sitting on that too. I haven't unboxed those yet. I need to get around to that because I actually got those miniatures, I think like 2 weeks in advance compared to like the retail outlets. And I think I was just being an idiot and just never got around to opening them. But today we're going to take a look at this. This was one of the older waves. This was the X-Men animated series, the Dark Phoenix Saga. This came out back in, what year was this? 2019. So I'm excited to check this out. This is a booster pack. It contains 5 pre-painted collectible miniature game pieces. Collect over 80 figures. And this includes 1 colossal figure and 4 standard figures. Here's some examples of the figures. So this is pulling versions of the characters as seen from the actual animated series that was on Fox years ago. But then there's also a couple of characters that are taken from the comic books. Like there's the really cool Iceman, Voltron. If you read the comic books, you might remember this. And also the Colossus Juggernaut. And there's also the Hellfire Club. So each booster pack of Marvel Heroclix X-Men, the animated series, the Dark Phoenix Saga, contains a large figure on a 2x2 Heroclix base and 4 standard sized figures. So if you're unfamiliar with Heroclix, it's actually a tabletop game that features miniatures. So I don't actually play the game, but I am very fond of collecting these miniatures. I think they're fantastic. If you go into my back catalog of videos, I've actually reviewed some Heroclix in the past. So let's get started. I'm really curious to see what I got. I'm hoping I got some, at least some core solid X-Men. That's what I'm hoping for. All right, we got the cards here. We'll take a look at this in a minute. All right, so let's see what I got. All right, so the colossal figure I got is, this looks like, I think, Ultimate Jean Grey. Am I right on that? So yeah, this is the Phoenix. I'm not sure which iteration of the Phoenix this is. I want to say Ultimate version just because of the costume, but I might be wrong on that. As you can see, it's really awesome. So with Heroclix, all the stats and points and all the weird stuff, they're all on this base. And you turn this dial and you can get all your stats right there and points or whatever. Like I said, I don't play the game, so I couldn't tell you one way or the other how this necessarily functions. But I am into the miniatures. So this looks great. Look how big this thing is. It's huge. The one thing I do like about Heroclix is that it's a great affordable way of just amassing a collection of superhero characters. Like, for example, let's say that you're really into like X-Men and maybe you can't afford to buy every Marvel Legends figure. What you could afford is buying Heroclix. They're smaller, much more affordable. They're fun to collect. You can amass a large collection of different versions of each character. And as you can see, they're really well done. The evolution of Heroclix models has drastically improved over the last, I don't know, 20-some years. The initial figures from long ago the sculpts were horrible, but nowadays it's, they're not at the same level as like a Games Workshop Warhammer model, but they're pretty decent. And this looks fantastic. So let's see what else I got here. All right, for me this is a win. I got Magneto. Let's get him into focus here. A really, really cool looking Magneto. I love the pose. And if you're not too keen on these bases either, it requires a lot of elbow grease, but you could take the figures off the base. You'd have to do so very carefully because they're actually glued onto the Heroclix stand. So, you know, if you wanted to, one thing I've done in the past is I've actually cut the figures off of these bases, and then I'd reglue them onto small black poker chips, and, you know, it's a much more slimmed down base. But keep in mind, if you do that, you're immediately going to devalue the figure. But this is really cool. I dig this a lot. Very awesome. Alright, so I got a Phoenix, I got a Magneto. So far, for me, that's a good haul. Let's see what else I got. Oh, it looks like I have this is an Alkalite, I think. Which one is this? Oh, wait. Which character is this? Alright, this is the Kleinstock brother. I'm kind of unfamiliar with this character, but he looks like he's wearing Alkalite armor, I think. So this might be one of Magneto's Alkalites. If you remember the Alkalites, they were kind of like, in the comic book, I think they were like mutants pretending to be astronauts, and then they went to Magneto's asteroid. I think that was called back then Avalon. And then they became, you know, Magneto's like henchmen or servants. Up next. Oh, cool. Looks like we have, I want to say this might be Leland from the Hellfire Club, I think. I might be wrong on that, though. Let's take a look. Oh, no, this is Jason Wingard of the Hellfire Club. He's in his, Victorian garb. Even though he's a Hellfire Club member, I don't think he's necessarily one of the more popular ones. I think most people gravitate towards, of course, Emma Frost and Sebastian Shaw. You know, you also have Donald Pierce, Leland, Tessa. I can't remember who else was on the Hellfire Club. I think at one point in time, maybe Sage. And then over here, I think I have an idea who this is, judging from the color scheme. And we have, oh yeah, Belladonna. Okay, that's who it is. So we have Belladonna here. This is Gambit's former wife from the Thieves Guild. It's a pretty cool looking sculpt. I dig this one a lot. So if you're like into like Dungeons and Dragons, you know, these kind of miniatures, they kind of fall in line with that. You know, Wizkids, they make miniatures for Dungeons and Dragons and also Pathfinder. I want to say Starfinder also. So, you know, the quality of these sculpts is kind of along those lines. They're pretty nice. They're not as detailed as I think the deep cuts or the premium models, but they're still pretty good. And then the figures, they all come with their cards, which have their stats. The weird thing is, every now and then, you know, you might get a defected box, and then you might be missing a card for a model, which could be kind of annoying. So we have the card here for Phoenix, and then there's all the stats. They even give you a cover, which is kind of cool. So this was from Emperor Vulcan, if you remember that storyline. Vulcan is the third Summers brother. We have Jason Wingard's card. We have Belladonna. And then you get the X-Men Adventures comic book cover there. Excuse me. We have Magneto. Again, X-Men Adventures. If you remember X-Men Adventures, this was Marvel's take on the Fox TV series, but in comic book form. And then we have the Kleinstock brother. So, pretty cool. All right, so yeah, this was fun. I have more boxes to unbox in the near future. Like I said, I have a brick's worth of the Ten of Swords Heroclix line. So in the near future, I hope to unbox those. But you know, I hope you found this somewhat entertaining and insightful. If you've never bought a Heroclix, or if there's something that you think you might be interested in, I think you should check it out. Like I said, it's a great alternative to buying like normal action figures. They're very small, they're affordable. You get like a handful of figures. They're easy to store because of their size. And if you're into like board gaming or tabletop games, the fact that this is a game is extra incentive for you to like dive into this. Alright, so let's wrap this one up. Once again, my name is Lou. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you are a returning viewer or subscriber, thank you so much for your continued support. I greatly appreciate it. So, until the next video, be safe, take care of yourself, buy lots of toys, and most importantly, be happy. And I'll see you at the next one. Alright, later.